Welcome everyone to STEAM Powered Stories, a story time driven by a science, technology, engineering, art, or math component. I'm Yvonne, a children's librarian at the Manchester City Library, and every week we will read a book and do an activity powered by STEAM and inspired by the Manchester City Library's summer reading program, which is Tales and Tales. These are designed for grades 3 to 5, but if you enjoy them, then we are glad that you came. All right, let's get started with this week's STEAM-powered story. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another STEAM-powered story, Summer Reading Edition. Today we are talking about animal voices. So the story that I've chosen to share with you all today is Chicken Talk by Patricia McLaughlin and Jarrett Krasinska. Also, I want to thank HarperCollins Publishers for allowing us to share this book with you today. We are reading it with their permission. Chicken Talk. Words by Patricia McLaughlin, pictures by Jarrett Krasinska. Farmer Otis and his wife Abby loved their chickens. Their children, Willie and Belle, loved them too. All in all, there were 11 hens. Beatrix, called Trixie, Bitsy, Grace, and 7 white-feathered Joyces, named after Abby's mother, Joyce, who loved white chickens. Joyce, 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 Joyce. There was one colorful rooster named Pedro, who protected his hens from foxes, hawks, and weasels. It's Pedro. Abby made them salad with fresh lettuce and arugula from her garden. She collected their eggs in the henhouse. "Thank you, dear girls," she said as she put the eggs in her basket to sell to her neighbors. Willie and Belle wrote each hen's name on her eggs: Trixie, Bitsy, Boo, Grace, and the 7 Joyces. Their neighbors liked that. They had their favorite hens. Willie and Belle read books under the big tree. The chickens peered and pecked at the books and cocked their heads at Willie and Belle when they told stories. Every day, Willie let the chickens out of their big pen so they could scratch in the dirt for bugs and worms. They loved being out and about. When Pedro lurked in the yard watching for danger, the hens sometimes sat on the porch chairs and looked out over the meadow like elegant ladies. One morning, Willie had a great shock. "Belle," he cried, "come quick." Belle ran from the garden. Willie pointed. "Did you write that?" Belle looked. She shook her head. In the dirt, they read a message. Can you read the message? "Maybe Mama wrote it," said Belle, "or Papa." Willie shook his head. "They're at the market," said Willie, "and only the chickens eat arugula." Otis and Abby drove into the driveway and walked up the hill with shopping bags. Willie pointed to the words scratched in the dirt. Trixie strutted over and looked at Otis and Abby with her bright, beady eyes. "Trixie wrote that sentence," whispered Otis. "Yes," said Abby. "Don't tell anyone," said Otis. They'll think we're nutty." Abby nodded. "I thought Trixie liked arugula." Do any of you like arugula? I actually don't mind it. When Abby went to collect eggs in the morning, she called, "Another message!" Otis, Willie, and Belle came running. The sentence read, can you read this one? "The fox is not intelligent." Otis looked at Pedro. "I heard a kerfuffle near the pen last night." Good job, Pedro, called Otis. I heard your squawking and the flopping of wings when I came out. The hens were safely in their hen house, and you looked very proud. Do you think there will be more chicken talk? Asked Abby. Yes, said Otis. Yes, said Belle. And there was. Willie and Belle found more chicken talk the next day under the tree. What does this one say? Says more stories about brave, ease a little backwards, chickens. That's Boo, said Willie. She always has her beak in a book. They learned their letters from looking at our stories, said Belle. Soon the secret came out. Trip, the mailman, found a sentence in the dirt by the mailbox. Ooh, that's a long one. You drive too fast. Careful chickens cross this road. It's a pretty good message. Did you write that, Otis? Asked Trip. No, said Otis. Bitsy did. She's bossy. Sounds almost poetic, said Trip. Too poetic for a chicken. No one in town will believe that your chickens can write. I don't believe it myself. And the townspeople didn't believe it. How could a chicken write? Why would a chicken write? No other chickens in town wrote messages in the dirt. Come see for yourself, Trip, said Otis. Put up your tent and spend the night. Trip bought his small brown tent and sleeping bag and pillow. He set up near the chicken yard. Everyone went to sleep. Was that his tent? There was a full moon. Early in the morning, while Trip was still sleeping, Willie let the chickens out of their pen. What do you think they're gonna do? In the kitchen, Otis smiled as he drank his coffee, and soon it happened. Outside, there was a loud howl from Trip. Otis opened the kitchen door, and looked out. Trip clutched his pillow. His tent collapsed to one side, and he pointed to the message in the dirt. You snore, and there is a snake in your tent. A small snake slithered off into the bushes. It's true, said Trip, trying to catch his breath. Who wrote that? Pedro walked up to them, his eyes shining. I'd say it was Pedro, said Otis. And you, said Willie. Now everyone in town knew about the chicken talk. Being a mailman, Trip saw everyone, and he told them how he was saved by chicken talk. Everyone in town brought more eggs and wanted to know the chicken talk of the day. And there was a lot of chicken talk. See, what did the chicken say? Too hot. Can we have a fan? Too much rain. We need an umbrella. Some of this is a little bit hard to read because of the letters going every which way, but it's very impressive for chickens. There are new chicks. Come see. Oh, that's nice. Has Grace written anything? Asked Abby one day. Grace is shy. Maybe she doesn't have anything to say, said Otis. Grace was Otis's favorite hen. She had gold feathers lined in black. Sometimes the sunlight made her feathers look like they gleam like jewels. She is quiet, said Abby. I like the quiet, but it wasn't quiet for long. On Sunday morning, there were 7 messages. All right, let's start into this. Too many Joyces. I'm the real Joyce. I'm not Joyce. And not me. I've never been a Joyce. I'll never be a Joyce. No more Joyces. I think that was 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's all of them. What will we do? Said Abby. Nothing, said Otis. They'll tell us. And they did. Names were found all over the dirt yard. Willie and Belle discovered them in the driveway, and in the pen, and by the barn. Trip found one name in the dirt by the mailbox. Who's Belinda? He called. One of the Joyces' new names, said Otis. And then it was quiet. Peaceful, said Otis. All right, let's see if we can find all of their names. So we've got Jane, we've got Josie, we've got Louisa May Alcott, we've got the real Joyce, I remember her, we've got Mickey, we've got Emily Dickinson, and of course, Belinda. I think that's all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, we're good. Papa, said Willie. What? We'll never tell all the white feathered Joyces apart, no matter what they name themselves. Otis smiled. I know, and believe me, they'll tell us. More chicken talk, said Belle. That does look like a peaceful afternoon. Evening, I guess, sunset. In front of them, scratched in the dirt, were 2 short sentences. It says, we love you. Good night. Grace came over to look at them all. Grace, whispered Otis, it was you. Grace, said Abby. Grace, said Willie and Belle together. That was the kind of chicken talk that they loved. The end. All right, guys, thank you so much for reading Chicken Talk with me today. We do have an activity coming up because even though the chickens here talked with their words by writing them in third, I do want to have an activity about how chicken talk sounds in real life. Okay, let's get our supplies together and then we will do our fun activity. Hello everyone and welcome to the activity portion of our STEAM-powered stories on animal voices today. So what we have is a workstation that is waterproof. We are dealing with water, so hopefully it won't get too messy, but you never know. We have a plastic drinking cup. I'm going to try with this size. This is what I have, but I think any type of plastic cup should be fine. Just make sure that it is something that nobody else is going to want because we're going to put a hole in it. We also have a paper clip. We have some string. I have some cotton string. Apparently nylon is not so good for this, but you can try other types of string or cotton yarn. We have scissors, we have the paper towel, we have our water, and we have something to poke a hole in our plastic cup. You will want an adult to help you do this. You can use a nail will definitely work. I have this tool which is called an awl, which is just a tool that's specifically used for poking holes in things. So what we're going to do first then is we're going to have our plastic cup, we're going to have our nail or awl or otherwise pokey item, and an adult's help, and we're just going to poke a hole right in the middle there. Okay, then we are going to want to take our string and we're going to want to get about like 1.5 feet of a string going on here, and we're going to cut a section. There we go. Now we're going to thread our string through this hole. See if we can get that. Well, there we are. And then on the end of this, we are going to tie string to our paper clip. There we go. So now the paper clip is holding our string from falling through the plastic cup. Now we're going to take our paper towel and we are going to wet it in the water. Okay. And then we're going to fold the paper towel around our string, and we're going to pull on it. And then it does sound like a chicken when you just give it a little tug. So that is our chicken voices, as opposed to using the chickens using their voice through writing like they did in our book Chicken Talk. And basically what's going on here is that the cup is acting as a sounding board, which is capturing the sound that the string and the paper towel make when they rub against each other, when friction is created between the cotton thread and the wet paper towel. And it's bouncing around and echoing in the sounding board chamber. And that's why we can hear it so loudly, because if we just took a normal piece of string and tried to do that, like there's a little bit of squeaking, but it does not give that nice bark, bark, bark that it does when you have the sounding board in the cup. This is how a lot of instruments, a lot of stringed instruments especially, make their noise. Pianos have the inside of the wood that acts as a sounding board, or if you guys have seen guitars, the hollow body also works this way. So I hope you guys enjoy your chicken voices. I hope your parents also enjoy them. I know that I definitely find this tons of fun. And I hope that you guys enjoyed our STEAM activity and also our Chicken Talk, Chicken Voices book today. All right, thanks everyone for joining me for another STEAM-powered story. I hope that you're enjoying our summer reading program here at the Manchester City Library. Remember, if you have been doing any reading at all, doesn't matter what it is, record those minutes on our READsquared. You can find that through our website, because if you do, you have a chance of winning fun prizes. And also check out our website for other summer reading programming that is going on at this time. Also, if you need suggestions for any more books that you want to read, either towards our summer reading program or just because you're interested, there are some books that I have suggested in accordance with our STEAM-powered story today. Okay guys, I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next week for more STEAM-powered stories. Bye!